Before we begin, please take a second to like and subscribe, as it helps out the channel a lot. Thank you. I grew up in a small town in Pennsylvania. It was a relatively safe place where nothing bad really happened. Our neighborhood was a mix of newer developments and leftover farmland, mostly quiet, the kind of place where everybody knew each other. I was in 9th grade at the time. This was before smartphones were common. Most of us had flip phones, if anything. Our bus route was long. We'd pick up middle and high schoolers from all around the outskirts of town. It wasn't unusual to be on the bus for 45 minutes in the morning. I didn't mind it, though. I usually sat in the back with my friend named Marcus, listening to music or complaining about homework. One morning in October, I was staring out the window, half asleep, when I noticed a car behind us. A beat-up, dark green sedan. Nothing unusual, except it was really close to the bus, as if it was tailgating our bus. I thought I was just overthinking, so I didn't say anything, but it stayed behind us for several more stops. Every time the bus pulled over to pick up a student, the car would pause too, just waiting. And every time we would drive off, the car would do the same. At one stop, a girl named Kayla got on. The bus had to wait because her mom came out to give her something she forgot. Maybe lunch or something. The car idled behind us, and I swear the driver was just staring right at me. I could barely make him out, just a face of a middle-aged white man with dark hair. I remember thinking he looked like he hadn't slept in days. I nudged Marcus and told him about the guy following us. Marcus glanced back and told me I was overreacting. That's what I told myself too. But the next day, the same car showed up. Same color, same dents, same slow, deliberate tailing of the bus. And then the next day, again. This time, Kayla noticed too. She sat across the aisle and whispered, "That guy's been behind us all week." I didn't even say anything. She was right. On Thursday, something changed. After one of the last pickups on the route, out on a gravel road where houses are half a mile apart, the car pulled off the road into the driveway of a rundown barn after we passed. I thought maybe he lived there, but as soon as the bus turned a corner, I watched through the rear window as the car pulled back out and followed again. That's when I knew my suspicions were correct. The guy was just pretending to stop. It got to the point where even the bus driver, Mrs. Halverson, noticed. The word had slowly spread around the bus, and she overheard us talking about the car. She was an older woman, sweet, but she didn't play around. That Friday morning, she pulled over after the last pickup and got off the bus to confront the driver. We all turned to see through the windows, but the sedan driver never rolled his window down. Mrs. Halverson came back on the bus a minute later, clearly pissed off. She didn't say anything, but I remember her calling someone on her radio. That afternoon, our principal made an announcement over the intercom. He said that due to suspicious activity, they were changing a few of the bus routes and adding a second adult to ride along for the next few days. Nothing specific, just enough to let us know they were aware of the situation, but not enough to explain what was really going on. Over the weekend, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I asked my parents if they'd ever heard of a dark green sedan getting reported. They hadn't, and told me to stop watching scary stuff online. So I let it go. But that Monday morning changed everything. That day, the car wasn't behind us. In fact, I didn't see it at all. The new adult riding the bus was a younger guy, someone from the school's security staff. Everyone figured the creep had moved on, so we let our guard down. That afternoon, the bus dropped me off like usual, third to last stop. My house was down a gravel lane, maybe 200 feet from where the bus let me off. It was surrounded by trees with no other houses nearby. I always walked straight up the path, cut through the backyard, and went in through the kitchen door. That day, as I was halfway up the path, I got this weird feeling as if I was being watched. I figured it was my mind playing tricks on me until I turned around. To my absolute horror, I saw that exact same sedan parked at the bottom of our driveway. The engine wasn't running, it wasn't moving, it was just there. I remember thinking how it could have followed our bus without us noticing. Then the driver's side door opened. I didn't stick around to find out who it was or what he wanted. I turned around and just ran. I sprinted up the path, flew across the backyard, and nearly ripped the screen door off trying to get inside the house. My mom was doing the dishes and immediately asked what was wrong. I couldn't even speak. I just pointed out the window, all out of breath. By the time she got there, the car was gone. She immediately called the police. An officer came by that evening and I described the car and the driver the best I could. White male, dark hair, pale face, dark eye bags, black hoodie. Looked like he hadn't shaved in days. The officer just nodded, took some notes, and said they'd keep an eye out. 2 weeks passed without any updates. Then, after a few more days, we received some information. Apparently, a farmer 3 towns over had discovered a makeshift camp in the woods near his property. Food wrappers, cigarette butts, binoculars, and buried under a tarp, a stolen license plate. A green sedan had been reported abandoned just a mile from there. Inside of the car was a notebook. The driver had been following multiple buses. Ours was just one of them. He had notes about everything. Names, stops, times, and creepy little details. Stuff he could only have known if he'd been watching for weeks. As far as we know, they haven't found the guy, and we haven't received any updates on the case. I still think about what would have happened if my gut feeling didn't tell me to turn around that day, or if I didn't run as fast as I did. To this day, I still check the driveway when I get home, just in case. This experience has left me paranoid for life.